Good afternoon. I'm going to cover this past week's trades in the weekly recap. I did finish 13 wins and 4 losses for a 76.47 win rate for the week. I didn't meet my 80%, but it was a short week and it was a pretty tough week as far as fake outs and not much movement. So it is what it is. So if you are not subscribed, please do so. I have some things coming up that I'm going to announce soon. If you're in the room, you probably already know about it, but you just have to stay tuned for more details. With that said, if you're not in the room, the link is in the description of the video and on social media in the bio section. So you need to be a member to see the alerts, to see these plays. They are called out in advance, sometimes before the play even happens. And so yeah. Now Monday, the first play I had, like always, you can just go on my Twitter and you can see the timestamps. That's why I post the stats every day, so you can see the actual timestamps and you can see them in the room. In the alert section. So the first play of the day on the week was Apple. Now I grabbed Apple puts at 944. Okay, right now right here. Now as you can see, this is Friday, and it just this line of 118 it rejected, and then it kind of stayed sideways after hours, and it gapped up Sunday and Monday morning, and it just chopped, and this RCT trend line, which is this orange line, it bounced, it came up, and when it failed to break the pre-market high of the 117.84 area, I knew it was a good chance it was going to fall apart. So right when it did end up breaking below here, right there, that's when I grabbed it. I grabbed the 115 puts at 67 cents, and they went from 67 cents to $2.20, which is a 200% plus move. So that was a good way to start the day on Monday. Then I had let's see, SPY puts. I had SPY puts. Let's bring up SPY, which is 23rd right here. Now I'll even pull up the last few days. As you can see, Thursday, this is Thursday, Friday, and this is Monday. You know, it's staying in between this 358 to 355 area. It's just bouncing back and forth, and so I end up grabbing 357 puts at 1009. Now as you can see, there's resistance right here in the 358 area, so when it popped back up and it started to reject, that's when I grabbed it. So I grabbed them at 1009. Let me just blow this up more so you can see. Right here, when it came back down, it pushed through VWAP and the moving averages. Just wanted to make sure that it was going to come through, and it did. So the 357 puts at 68 cents went from 68 cents to $2.36 on this push right here. Now then I had BA, which was the first loss of the week. It's Friday right there. Now as you can see, it's pushing down on Friday, and then it gapped up big. So I was thinking, okay, she is gonna BA is gonna fall apart. I mean, it's just had an insane run. Where is Tuesday? Right here, Monday right there. This is Monday right here, and look, it's had a 141 to 226. So it started to come back down, then it chopped. So I figured there would be more downside right here on the hourly, and it just did not happen. So I waited for it. I was very patient for it when I had this big red candle. What time did I grab it? 10:29. No, that was not where I grabbed it. 10:29. Right, this is where I grabbed it right here. Okay, I do remember this, because I was doing Apple and SPY at that time, but right here does make sense, because as you can see right here, you got Friday's high of 206. So when she quickly started to wick, I don't know why I keep saying she, but when BA kept wicking down right here, I got my attention. So when I had this big red candle right here and I broke below it, I grabbed it right away. I grabbed the 195 puts at 82 cents, and then it just took off on me, and it just reversed. It bounced pretty much off VWAP and just took off, and I was not too happy about that. So that was loss number one. Then I took Disney. Let's see, Disney. Make sure I get the right day here. I'll blow up the same thing a lot. The 3 days is Thursday, Friday, and Monday. Same thing. I mean, it's staying in this 143 to the 141 area. I mean, it's just bouncing in between these. As you can see, the yellow lines, that it's bouncing in between these two areas of support and resistance. So this is what I was looking for. I grabbed the 140 puts on Disney at 11.19, which I'm sure is right about right here. Yeah, right here. You can see it gapped up. It came back down. It was in other plays right there, and because I took a loss on BA and it went against me, I wanted to make sure there was confirmation. So you have an inverted cup and handle. As you can see, there's the line right here. There's the cup and there's the handle. 90% of the time, when you have an inverted cup and handle, it will continue with more downside. So I was looking for more downside right here to a push to at least the 141, because I had 140 puts. And it did not. It just completely reversed and went against me immediately, and that was just very unfortunate. So yeah. Then the last play of the day was SPY calls. Yeah, not puts. I don't always play just puts. Let's see, the 23rd right here. Now SPY was the same thing. I mean, it's staying in this little area of not SPY, SPX, I should say. SPX is staying right in this area, 35.80 to 35, 60-ish. I mean, it's bouncing in between it, just like it is on the other stocks we looked at, like Disney and BA and stuff like that. So when we got to the end of the day, I grabbed the 35.85 calls at 234. 234 is right here, right there. Now, why I grabbed them, because on the hourly, where are we on the hourly? See the hourly, it's just it's not really breaking down. It's actually holding, and it's like has like an ascending wedge forming right there. So I did know that this ascending wedge was forming on the hourly. So I was thinking, okay, you get a left shoulder, you get a head right there, and a potential right shoulder for an ugly looking, or you even say cup and handle if you want to just say that's the cup and that's the handle, either or. It's setting up for an afternoon push, so I was pretty confident that it would push. I did grab it at what time did they say? 234, which is right here. Now, one of the reasons why another reason I grabbed it is when it was sitting in this little area of consolidation right here, the SMI was like going down and it was starting to curl. When it made this oversold and started to turn, that's when I started getting interested, and that's when I also knew that there was a high probability that this would reverse and squeeze into close, and that's exactly what it did. So we got the 35.83 calls at 55 cents, and this push right here when they went in the money, and they went to $5.90 on that play. So I did finish the day with 3 wins and 2 losses on Monday, so it wasn't too bad. Then I ended up having on Tuesday I had 4 wins and 1 loss, and let's see, start with SPY. SPY puts is what I had it open on the 24th right there. Now, this was a quick little play. It didn't really amount to anything. The same thing as it's pushing up after hours, and it stayed gapped up, and it started to show a little weakness. It was bouncing off this orange line, which is the RCT trend line, which is a regression channel trend line, and it rejected there. It started to come up, and we're still rejected in this area again. So when it opened up and it pushed down below the 360 area, that's when I started to get interested. Problem is that you're gonna see these fake outs in the first 15 minutes, and usually I avoid them, but sometimes they don't fake out and they just completely dump. And if you don't, you wait the first 15 minutes or so, that you're gonna end up being chasing. So you either have to chase, or you have to be patient, wait the fake out, and miss the move. It's just it is what it is. So I grabbed it right there at 64 cents, and I quickly started to reverse, and I got out. So I went from 64 cents to 73. So not the ideal way of starting out Tuesday, but I did grab Roku puts afterwards. Now make sure to get the right day here. Roku, it's just, for some, this thing is just keeps going and going and going, and it just needed to show weakness. I mean, you look at it from on the hourly. I mean, just went from 230, the 230 area, all the way to 284, just in 1, 2, 3, 4 days. I mean, that's just a 55 point move in a few days, and Roku needed to let some air out. So I did grab Roku puts. I have to look in the room. For some reason they blended the timestamp. I don't know why it does that sometimes, but it's very, very annoying. I grabbed it at 9:42. If you look in the room and hover over it. Okay, now 9:32 is 42 right here when it pushed back down. Now, like I said, I was waiting for the pre-market area right here to break, which is the 277.40-ish area. So when I got below that, that's when I grabbed it. I was actually waiting for this candle to make new lows, because the Roku, the first 15-minute candle is pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie, it's scary because it just has massive range. And so I did grab the 260 puts at 83 cents. That's so far out of money, because at that point in time it's 275, and 260 is way down here. It's so far out of the money. It's just it is what it is. But Roku did drop quite a bit, so I went from 83 cents to $1.76 on this push down. If he held all the way through. Then I had Facebook calls, and this one I remember. Right, Facebook calls. Good, 24th. Bring it up right there. Now I grabbed the Facebook calls at 9:53, which should be right about right here. Now I waited until it broke over these two candles right here, because I said in the room I was looking for a long, because on the hourly it was, first of all, it was over. Actually, wait a minute. Let me back it up a little bit here. What day is this? Tuesday. Yeah. I was looking for a reversal right here on Monday, and it didn't, so it sold off. Then when it came back up and it broke over this area of the high on Monday, I'm getting all my days confused. But yeah, when I got over this high right here on Monday, that's when, okay, I'm going to look for a reversal. So when I pushed through the 200 EMA and broke that high, that's when I got the calls and I went long. So I did grab the 277.50 calls at 80 cents, and they did go from 80 cents to $2.83, which is a 200% move on Facebook. So that was a nice clean move. It was very textbook. Hourly, as you can, let me see on the hourly, it was considered oversold right here, and it's trending up, making higher lows. So that was definitely a good sign to go long on that one. Now I had Apple calls at 1:15. Sometimes I hate trading at, oops, where did that go? I typed an Apple somewhere and I have no idea where it went. So now I had Apple calls, and after it just had this big sell-off, we had, this is Friday, this is Monday, I mean, it just stayed in between the 119 RCT trend line. Then it broke through on Monday. It was a pretty exaggerated move drop on Monday, so I was looking for a relief bounce on Tuesday, sorry. What day is this? Tuesday. Let me check today. That's what happens when you have too many days off this week. All my days, I don't even know what today feels like. Yeah, Tuesday. So yeah, Monday, the big sell-off, and I was looking for a relief bounce on Apple, so I did grab the Apple calls at 1046, which is right here. Pushed through VWAP right over to the 20 EMA. It sold off and it started to curl up, came back, tested VWAP. So when it broke this area right here of a 113.90, or you can say 114, when it pushed through the moving averages, that's when I grabbed the 115 calls, which wasn't too far out of the money. I mean, that's the only good thing about Apple, is that even on being on a Tuesday, you're at 114 and 115 calls are 84 cents. I mean, it's only $1 out. Apple can move $1 or $2 or even $3 on a nice good day. So they went from 84 cents to $1.54 on Tuesday. My day straight here. And the last play of the day, which was the loss, was SPY puts at 12.13. Okay, let's see what I did here at 12.13. Sometimes, you know, these recaps are not just beneficial for you, but they're beneficial for me, and I get to see, okay, what dumb thing did I do? Did I do something stupid? And this was one of the stupid things I did. 12.13, which is probably right here. Yeah, so it wasn't too dumb. It was an exaggerated move, you know, 3.59 to, I mean, it went up almost $4, $3.50, and it had a wick right there, had another red candle, and I jumped in thinking we're going to get a pullback to at least the 20 EMA, to even VWAP. Those are usually my targets. I look for the moving averages because that is where they end up supporting most of the time. If there's no clear support in the area, the moving averages act like support and resistance, and algos trade off them. So remember, algos are nothing more than computer programs that are programmed to do specific things at specific times. So I did grab the 361 puts, 76 cents. It did not work out. It chopped and got out of 50 cents. So there's not much. It just chopped too much and destroyed it. So okay, now Wednesday I had 2 wins and a loss. I've been having like 1 loss every day, and it's been very, very annoying. I haven't had too many flawless days. I had a flawless day Friday, but it just having this 1 loss per day was just getting on my nerves. Let's see, the 25th. Okay, now back to Roku. Same thing. It's just hovering this 280. This 280 area is rejecting, so I looked at the 262.50 puts at 946. Roku opening candle just went from 278 to 272. I mean, that's a 6-point move right there. And the opening candle, just ridiculous. So I was actually looking for it under here, but I waited for the fake out, and after the fake out, or the opening candle did its little thing, I waited for a breakdown of the previous opening range, which was this one. You blow it up a little more so you can see. So I was looking at it underneath the 272.50 area, and that's when I ended up grabbing it at 74 cents, and it went from 74 cents to $1.15. As you can see right here, the purple line is the 200 EMA, and it used it as support, and it just bounced off that. So right here, same thing, bounced off it. You gotta pay attention to those moving averages. They just are very well respected. Then I had BABA calls. Now BABA, let's see, BABA calls right here. BABA's been a good play for us. It was one of my challenge plays, which I will make a video about what I'm doing in a little bit. But anyways, I had BABA 285 calls at 1037, which is right here. As you can see, it started going up after hours, a big gap down. So when it gapped down, I was looking for over the 276, even 277 area for a breakout, and when it did, that's where I grabbed it. The 285 calls at 75 cents, and they went to $1. Not much, but it did kind of come close to filling the gap. I mean, it maybe a few pennies, at 10-15 cents away from filling the gap from Friday. So we all gotta pay attention to those gap fills too, because that's when things start to reverse. So yeah, then my third play and last play of the day on Wednesday was a SPY SPX loss. It was calls. Now, I was thinking it was going to do the same thing. It was going to squeeze in the day, and it didn't. Back get right here. It's just it dropped. It's just channeling and channeling and channeling, and I grabbed it at 157, which is right here. Now, as you can see, there was like a little cup and a little handle right there, and I thought, okay, we had this big green candle, and I thought, okay, we're gonna blow right through this and go to more all-time highs. And like I said earlier, it's still an ascending wedge right now. I mean, it's still bullish as far as pattern-wise until it breaks. So with that in mind, I was looking for a little cup and handle play right here, squeeze into the 340 area or even higher, and right when I get in, it dropped and chopped, and when it did manage to break out over that, they were pretty much worthless. So I mean, you're playing on expiration day. Theta is just crazy on expiration day, and if you time it wrong, which I did, it's just, you lose it. So it's all about timing. And I know some other people grabbed it right here. I didn't want to grab it and add more losses to my week. I mean, that was my 4th loss, and my percentage for the week was looking pretty grim at that point in time, so I did not want to take that and take a chance on another loss that I was wrong. But I was right, but my play did not work out, so that was the loss. So on Wednesday, then I had let's see, Friday was a good play, had 5 wins and 0 losses, so Friday was a good day. Now, first play on Friday was BABA 275 puts. I mean, same thing with BABA. I'm gonna just, actually, no, I won't blow it up all that area. I'll just blow it up over here on the hourly. Same thing. I mean, it's struggling over this 280 area, even right in this 276. But I was really looking forward right here, because it tried to get up here, gap down. It filled the gap almost completely, and it wicked under the 280 right there and right here. So when it got underneath this, what time did I grab at 9:30? I grabbed it right at open. I didn't even wait for the fake out. I just went straight in. I just jumped in it right away. So when it broke below the 272, this white line right here is previous day close. When it did break below that, that's when I grabbed it. I grabbed the 275 puts at 53 cents, and they went to 74 cents just in this little push. I was hoping they'd go more, but they didn't. I mean, there's such a huge disconnect between this line, this orange line, the RCT trend line, and the price. So usually when price and this get very, very disconnected, as you can see, I'll back out. You can see when it gets very disconnected on the hourly, it's gapping up, it comes back down and meets it, then drops down, and eventually, because the RCT trend line is pointing down, this favors more of a short. So whenever it does get too far up and over it as it's pointing down, it comes down and retests it, retests it, retests it. And I'm assuming that it's probably going to do the same thing maybe next week, but we'll have to see if that is true or not. You got to pay attention to those disconnections from the moving averages, because they are hidden money that no one even looks at. So, but I do, because I know all about them, and I tell everybody in the room what to look for and how to play them too. So that is their benefit and their game. Then I had BA, Boeing. Boeing has just been another one that's just sitting in this area. I mean, it gets this 221, it just rejects, and it gets above it, rejects, 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 rejects. So, you know, when it had this morning fake out and broke through the white line again, just like BABA, which is previous day close, and it got below it, I grabbed the 215 puts at 50 cents, and they went to 81 cents in this little push right here. So, and as you can see, the purple line is the moving average, and look how well it holds the moving average. Gets down below it, comes back above it, bounces off it, then it trades below it. So uses it as support, then uses it as resistance right there. I can blow it up so you can even see it right there. See, support, support, then moving the 20 EMA, which is the blue line, and the VWAP coming together, pushing it down below it. Then it uses it as resistance right there. So that is definitely something to keep an eye on. I'm gonna have to screen cap that and use that with something down the road. Get my mouse out of the way. There we go. Then we had Disney puts at 1007, which is right here. Now I kind of chased this a little bit, but it did work out pretty good. It gapped down on Monday and it pushed down onto pushed a gap down on Tuesday, and that was the sell-off. And it tried to go up and ride the ICT trend line. Then when it popped big, I wasn't even looking at it at that point in time because I was watching Baba. But when it came back down and tested this 200 EMA, I grabbed it at 1007. So I grabbed it right, I think right here in this candle right here, and it quickly went up. But you know, you gotta let it play out. I mean, as long as it stayed on the VWAP, I was comfortable, and it just dumped. So I probably should have grabbed it over here, but I was in, you know, Baba and BA at that time. And then when I got out, that I saw this, and when it pushed down, I was like, I didn't want to grab it because I was chasing it. But you know, on expiration days, I'm buying 148 puts, and it's already in the money at that point in time. Actually, no, it's not in the money at that. Yeah, no, it's not in the money at that yet. At that time, it was close. I think it was like only like 10-15 cents out of the money. So I was very comfortable and thinking, okay, it's not going to take much. And plus 38 cents for being 10-15 cents out of the money is nothing, because Disney can drop $1 or $2 and they can easily spike into a big winner, and which it did. Went from 38 cents to $1.48, which is 250% move. So that's the thing you have to look at on expiration days, is look at where the price is compared to the strike. And you know, and if it's down, like at that point in time, like I said, it's like 10, 15, maybe 20 cents out of the money from going in the money, that's a good risk reward, especially at 38 cents. I mean, that's pretty much a steal, because if it drops like 50 cents or $1, they're going to go 100% easily. So that's why I love Fridays. Then Baidu was another one. I had Baidu calls. Now I posted on, I think, Thanksgiving night that Baidu was going to make a big move, and I'll show you why. Now, as you can see right here, let me blow it up on the hourly. This is Thursday, and the high, I closed near the high of the day, and I was looking for, if it got over this high and it stayed over this, that it was going to make a big reversal. So anything over the 237, or even say 137.50 or 138, that this was going to make a big move, because it's changing direction. It's getting out of oversold condition right here, which it kind of did right on Thursday when it got over 134.60, because it got over this high, and so that was started to show a change. When it gapped up, came back down, and got back over the high of this 137. I ended up grabbing it at 1018, which is right. I think I chased it. I did chase it. You know, got it right in here. But I was actually looking for it here, but I was into many other things, and I think I actually forgot about it until I heard it on the scan, and I jumped in. But I knew it was going to be a strong move, so I did grab the Baidu 139 calls at 23 cents. And it was, like I said, it was 1018. So 1018's right here. Yeah, I really chased that. That was stupid, but I wasn't paying attention. But anyways, they went from 23 cents to $1 in this little move. But y'all gotta look at the point in time where I grabbed it. I grabbed it at 138.48, and I had 139 calls, so it was 50 cents out of the money, and it went clearly in the money. So it doesn't take much for things to get into money and really go 100%. So this move, just from here to here, went 300%, went from 23 cents to $1. So it doesn't take much to move these things on Friday. Then I ended up grabbing the last play of the day was SBX puts. Now I grabbed them at
1117, which was right here. Now, I was watching this. You get like an ascending wedge right here. You can just draw it right there. You know what? I'll draw it so you can see it, because I keep seeing these things and I never draw them. But there. See, when you see these things, you don't need to draw them. You can just visually see them without even having to draw a bunch of lines. But for you guys that are trying to learn and understand, now they have an ascending wedge, and 90% of the time it's going to break out. But you know, it just, if it breaks out, and it would have to get over, you know, the would say 3644 area to break out, but it didn't. And when it started to break down below this area right here, let me get my other pointer back on. I hate that arrow. There. You got these, as you can see right here, it's wicking at the 3643 area, and it just wicked, and it's wicking in both directions right here. So I was making an indecisive move which way I wanted to go. I was trying to figure it out. So when it broke down below the 3642 area, that's when I grabbed the 3630 puts at 75 cents, and boom, she just dropped right down to the this white line, which is previous day's close. And it went from 75 cents to 361. Now you get it, like I said, it pays attention to the moving averages, and there's no VWAP on SPX. But you need to, when I follow SPX, when I trade it, I follow SPY. And the reason I follow SPY and not SPX, well, actually, when I'm in SPX, I have both SPY and SPX up. But when I play it, I watch SPY too, because you have to worry about VWAP. This is Friday, yeah. You have to worry about VWAP. You need to know what VWAP is. SPX doesn't show VWAP, but SPY does. So that's the only reason when I trade SPX, I always follow SPY, because of the VWAP. And a lot of institutions trade SPY and they use VWAP, so it's very important to know where it is. And when you're trading SPX and you don't have VWAP, you're trading blind, so you got to know where it is. And this white line right here is previous day's close. It's well respected, as you can see right here. It bounces right off it. So yeah, that went from 36, that 3630 puts went from 75 cents to $3.61, which is the 350% move on SPX. So that has how the week shaped up. There was only 3.5 trading days, because Friday closed early, and there was no trading on Thursday because of Thanksgiving, obviously. So we'll have a full week next week. I'm trying to look at the calendar. We only have one more day of the month of November, which is Monday. December 1st is Tuesday. It looks like we have OPEC next week, so that will be fun. But that is going to do it for the video. I hope this has helped, and I will probably be posting possibly another video about what I am doing with a challenge that I've started. So stay tuned for that. If you're in the room, you already know about it. So that's going to do it. Thanks for watching.